If the instruments are Korean.
We can't open with Korean chatting. That's a crazy thing. People might listen to this.
No. No way. Are we on?
We're on.
What the hell? Hello.
Welcome aboard. How are you, young Michael?
What the hell? How are you?
I'm very well. I feel well rested after a good weekend of good fun. You've been away at a wedding.
Yeah, forget that now. Now, you were at... Oh, listen to this now. This is going to sicken your whole... I'm sitting on something.
I don't know why. I've been nothing but kind all weekend.
Whatever. You have not.
I've had a quiet weekend with my friends.
You're just an absolute...
It's been lovely.
You're a pig. Now, you're a pig, you're a slug, you're a weasel. You were at Fontaines and
Yes,
Kneecap.
with all of my good friends.
Yeah.
All of my good and
Go
best
on.
friends.
Carry on.
And it was a really lovely time. I had a great time at...
whatever. How many times can you chant Free Palestine? It was shite. I heard it was shite. Now, everyone, free. Yeah, I could do that in my fucking back garden. Now, listen. So you were at it
was
there.
great. Can we talk... Let's talk Kneecap first.
Right.
It
Go
was
on.
unbelievable. They were great. Great little...
Kneecap were good, were they? Shocker. What?
You're just fuming that you were at a wedding in Vienna.
I had a great time at this wedding, but I am annoyed, but carry on.
Why? What are you...
I'll tell you what, you know what I'm annoyed about now. You know well what I'm annoyed about.
I went to Fontaines and Kneecap with all of my good and best friends.
No, nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. You know what it was. Cause you went, go on, say it. Who did you meet there? Who did you
I didn't meet him there.
Who did you arrange to meet? You absolute worm.
I didn't meet him there.
What?
I met lots of people there. Donal Finn, Frank Blake.
Oh, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about fucking Flynn and Flake? Listen. Listen to me right now. You fucking...
I met your brother, John Rice.
You barely met John. You had no time for John. Because you were just eyes on the prize. Meeting Paul Mescal. This is what he's doing. Now listen to this now. I want everyone to listen up to this. Everyone listen to this. We've been talking about meeting Paul Mescal, I would say, for a year. Right? He lives in London. We find out he listens to the pod. Great, amazing, Mescal class. Okay. And we're talking about meeting him. Oh, could happen this time, could happen that time. Nothing really happens. This guy's arranged to him. Doesn't say a word to me. Not one word. Not one word.
It was all very last minute.
Oh, what the hell ever. Why wouldn't you tell me the day after? Why would you never mention it? It's fucking crazy.
Because I thought we could chat about it on the podcast.
Oh, whatever you thought we'd chat about. This is weaselry of the highest order. What the fuck? I am fuming at this. How would you not say that to me? That you met Paul Mescal, that you're meeting Paul Mescal, and you know it was getting back to me because my brother was there. So you knew it was getting back to me. You absolute bollocks. What?
But I told
the
you
hell?
Johnny Rice has got loose lips. I told him.
Johnny Rice got loose lips. You think my brother's not going to tell me?
I told him not to tell you.
And you told him not. You think he's not going to tell me about fucking Paul Mescal, Gladiator, at fucking
Gladiator
Finsbury
2.
Park? What?
Gladiator 2.
That's right. That's right. You know what, Mescal, you can fuck off, brother. And we know he listens. What the hell? If you're meeting up with two of us or none of us, what the hell is this what is this bullshit?
Well, he did meet up with two of us.
Huh?
He did meet up with two of us.
Cumlung was in on it. And I wondered actually in my little head. I said, why has no one written it into the guide to parenting chat? I said, is he, because I know you'd tell Cumlung about this. And then I was like, why would he not? Because I didn't realise you were with him at the concert. And I said to myself, why has he not put it in the podcast group chat? He's hardly keeping this away from me and Cumlung. That would be weird. And of course you weren't, because Cumlung was there, wasn't he? Yeah. You absolute pigs, you pair of pigs, you pair of swines. No one telling Mike. What in the Lord Jesus? I have to hear this fucking second hand? What in God's name? You tell me, you answer for yourself now for this fucking swinery.
What's the question?
How the hell are you not going to tell me that?
I honestly was like, Mike's having a really good time in Vienna, and he's a little bit grumpy about not being at the gig with all the other Irish people in London.
Oh, pull the other one. Pull the other one. You think I was born yesterday? You were off cheating with fucking Mescal. Off sucking his little fucking Kildare cock in Finsbury Park. And not a word to pour out Mike. Mike in the dark has to find out. Second hand. Oh, obviously you did do him in... No, I didn't know about. He didn't tell me about. Still hadn't told me about 2 days later. What the hell? That's what I want to ask you. What the fuck? That's not on. Imagine that. Imagine I met fucking Kneecap or someone and I was out for pints with them. And I just went, of course I would tell you guys that. What in God's name?
If we were at a wedding, if it was an event that we could have been at and we were at a wedding instead, I think I just didn't want you to get FOMO.
Oh, what? As if I didn't have FOMO already.
Well, exactly. I didn't want to double down on your FOMO.
Well, you knew the FOMO was happening.
No FOMO.
You knew I was going to find out about it anyway, didn't you?
Eventually, yeah, but maybe not when you were in. I didn't want it to spoil your trip.
I wouldn't have spoiled my trip. I would have actually been happier I wasn't there then. Honestly, I wanted to see Fontaines and Kneecap, but not with that fucking clown. not with that absolute idiot. Oh, I'm Paul. I'm from Kildare. Shut up. Whatever. Get out of here. Was he wearing GAA shorts?
No.
No?
Jeans.
Didn't even have the balls to wear the GAA shorts. Fucking coward. Covering up his cock with a thick pair of jeans. Listen. The pair of you now.
Now we're getting to the reason.
You're
less annoyed now that you know his thighs weren't out.
Listen, I'll be honest now. I've gone against him. I actually since then I've rewatched After Sun. I've rewatched All But Strangers. Do you know what? He's bad in them. He's actually bad. It's not convincing. Normal people, we were dazzled by the chain. He doesn't know his lines.
He keeps looking at the director.
He keeps looking for a teleprompter. He's fucking... No, I've had enough now. He's just, you know what he is? And he's a bit racist. And why is it always with the white women with Paul? This Gracie Abrams girl, whitest girl I've ever seen in my fucking life. What the hell's up with that? What about a black woman, Paul? Did you ever hear one of them? You absolute bigot. What the fuck? You slug, you hate-filled slug. You hate-filled worm. You. Yeah. How about that now? I'll fight you if I see you. I will.
Okay.
I'll fight him.
Okay.
I'm going to box the head off him.
Do you want to know the tale of how it all came about?
Oh, you think this is gonna wind me down? You think this is gonna simmer me down? Finding out the tale about how this came about?
Well, just how all the tickets came about, because it was a hot ticket. It was a hot ticket. Fontaines at Finsbury Park.
Oh, it was popular, was it? So you're telling me?
Yeah.
Fontaines Kneecap in fucking basically Ireland, Finsbury Park, was popular. Yeah, okay, so it's a hot ticket.
Lots of people looking for tickets, blah, blah, blah. Gloria's come along, the organisational wizard. You bought your tickets August 5th, 2024.
Right.
That's like nearly a year ago.
I remember, yeah. Chief bought them at the same time.
When it went on sale.
Yeah.
Was Rob there?
Rob was there.
Oh, I would have met up with Rob.
He was mincing around. He was, but he's not drinking or drugging, so I think he was a bit frightened by the whole carry-on because people were going fucking balubas.
Yes, yeah,
around him.
Yeah.
So he was like, I think he got a bit,
spooked.
A little bit spooked, but he had a good time. But
anyway, he must have been confused because he lives in the park.
Who, Rob?
Yeah.
This is a homeless joke about Chief.
Yes.
My good friend the Chief. You watch your fucking self. Oh, suddenly I'm talking to Mescal and now Chief is homeless. You're a nasty you're a rotten piece of work. I tell you that. Mescal as well. Do you know what? He just looks like he smells bad. He looks like he smells bad. And that's coming from someone who does. So I can tell you, I don't know. And what's his sister is a singer? She can't sing in tune. I'll tell you that.
You keep Nell Mescal out of this.
I listened to one of her songs and she's like... This is one of her songs. That's what it sounded like. Her song. Yeah, look her up. Sounds like a dying crow. The Mescals, the whole family. The father was up to dodgy. So I think he was a swimming coach. He was touching anyway. There's a lot of stuff going on with them. No, Nell Mescal is a good singer, but anyway, whatever. They're all. There's a true rottenness going on there. Go on, carry on with your story.
So come along, got the tickets.
Tale of absolute weaselry.
Many moons ago,
right?
And I did the thing that I've started doing because we're both skeptical of the industry and the agent thing at large. So I just asked them for tickets to stuff. I feel like, as well as getting you gigs and stuff, I think it is now within the purview of agents to just get us tickets for stuff that we want to go to.
So you asked for tickets to the Kneecap Fontaines thing?
Yeah.
Who did you ask?
Jack.
Yes, Jack.
Our shared agent.
Right. Yeah, he doesn't never gets me anything. Well, I'll deal with him later. Carry on.
Have you ever once asked?
Well, let me guess. You asked Jack,
event?
can you meet Paul Mescal, did you?
No, I
a little
said, Jack,
make-a-wish.
can any chance you could sort a couple of tickets or find a couple of tickets for Fontaines?
Okay.
And he said yes. And this was like maybe 6 months ago, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
So I was vaguely out of the game. Apologies, the pollen count is out of control.
But you didn't have a ticket to go till recently. No?
A few months ago, I would have asked Jack.
You only told me in the last month that you had a ticket to that.
Yeah, it wouldn't have come up before that.
It would have come up. I was mentioning it. I was mentioning that gig for a while.
What?
I was.
Okay.
You got like a month ago.
Maybe 2 months ago. I'd say at least 3 months ago. I can double check, but I got it a little while ago.
It's pretty recent. Go on though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I managed to get tickets, and that was like exciting or whatever.
Yeah.
The promoter sorted me out, and that was nice.
Right.
And then I messaged my good friend Paul.
You messaged Paul Mescal. Right. Okay. Go on, please continue. Go on. You never told me you messaged.
Because we bumped into each other at the park.
I remember ye having your little bump into each other. I remember that. Didn't like that either. Carry on.
The press were all around us.
Right, yeah.
Paul, get out of the way of Vittorio.
Whatever. Continue.
And then, because we'd exchanged numbers at the park, like good friends.
God, that's what the fuck. I'd love if a sniper blew both your heads off exchanging numbers at the park. What the fuck? Who the fuck exchange? Two grown men exchanging numbers at the park. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the hell? Can I get your number, please? Can I put... What? This stinks. Go on.
Well, he said at the time, he was like, because I'd messaged him on Instagram when I went to see a streetcar named Desire.
I remember when you did that too.
And he said, is Mike there as well? And I said, no.
Well, he didn't say Mike, he said the big fella, which was a nicer way of saying Mike, and I appreciate him. That was a time when I liked Mescal. So while it seems like a distant memory now, I tell you that. I'll tell you that. Things have changed. Just due to no fault of his whatsoever, but due to your work. Right, okay. Go on. So you text Paul. So let's just let me get this straight now. You're going to Fontaines, DC, and you're saying, do you know who I'll text? A man I met in the park one time.
Yeah.
One time bumped into in the park.
Because he was keen to go for pints sometime.
Right.
So I messaged him maybe a week before the gig, and I said, are you going to Finsbury Park on Saturday? Saturday.
Yeah.
And he said, what's on there?
He didn't even know. He doesn't even know.
I think he was joking.
Huh? I don't think he's capable of that. Go on.
And I said, it's this big terrorism event. Good little joke by me.
No, don't like it. Go on.
And he said, I'm in.
Right.
I sent him a gif of the guy from Four Lions going, mashallah, brother. You've thrown water all over yourself in disgust.
I'm just trying to keep myself away from acts of violence right now. You're sending him gifts. You're sending him gifts. Do you have no shame? Is there nothing in your whole body that just has the self-awareness of what am I doing? This is an Academy Award nominated actor. I'm going to send him a gif. I met him in a park once. Here's a gif now for you. A gift from me to you. Do you not make yourself sick?
And come bearing gifts.
Oh, fucking Jesus. Right, you're sending him gifts. Mashallah, brother. You're making it Islamic. Right, okay. So Mescal agrees. I'm like, where was Mescal? Like, who would have Mescal went with otherwise? This is what I'm asking.
What do you mean?
That's what I mean.
Like, who would he have gone with otherwise?
To the concert. Was he going already?
His girlfriend? Or, well, this is the next
Gracie Abrams?
Perhaps. But she was at Hyde Park the night before.
She's a whore, let's be honest.
I think she seems like a nice lady.
There's no indication.
Good at singing.
She has been working night and day in a brothel in Soho, and I've got that on good information that's been happening.
Good authority.
Yeah. I think this is the line where I'll have crossed the line with Paul on this one. I do have no information that she seems talented and everything, but I am aggrieved. Now, Gracie Abrams is one of the biggest... No. Maybe we can cut. I don't know. That word, for some reason, whore seems better than
Consonant of
Yeah, I don't like that.
whore has
Cut
a
that on the grey. I didn't,
bodaciousness.
She's an innocent woman, but J.J. Abrams made some stinkers. What the fuck, actually? She's J.J. Abrams' daughter. Lost didn't even make any sense in the end. You set up all these storylines of like, oh, this is going to be interesting, and you didn't tie any of them back together, J.J. Abrams, right? And now your daughter is some big star, and we're supposed to buy that. The Abrams have fucked us. The Abrams have fucked us culturally for 20 years. And now tell me a Gracie Abrams song. Sing one for me there.
I don't know, but my cousins are huge fans of Gracie Abrams, so I don't want to speak ill of her.
Right. Well, I'll do it for
and
both of us.
she seems nice. I like the little head, the scarf, the bandana.
I heard she refuses to tip people. But that's just an article I read and wrote. Right, so let's get back to this now. Back to this. You're messaging.
So we're all teed up to go to the park with my good friend Paul.
Yeah. Elon Musk. Go on. Go on. Yourself and one of the biggest supervillains, Elon Musk. Let's go.
And, and all of a sudden, night before the gig.
Yeah.
What was I doing the night before the gig? I think I was at a gig.
Scheming, perhaps?
Perhaps I was scheming.
Scheming, I'd imagine.
Scheming, that sounds like me.
Scheming to wrong your good friend Mike Rice, but carry on.
I get a message from Paul going, I don't have tickets and I can't get tickets. Can you help, Vittorio? Help me, Vittorio Angelone. You're my only hope.
Right. He did text you that.
Who does Paul Mescal call when he's in a spot of bother?
Yeah, Angelone. This must have been some kind of a weird test he was doing. Because it's like, it was just like, I'll make him earn my presence. You get me the tickets. Of course he can get tickets. He's Paul Mescal. He could fucking ride in on a horse and he'd be letting. He could ride in wearing nothing but a hurling helmet on a horse and people would be pleased this way. He doesn't need you to get him tickets. Of course he doesn't. He is a ticket. His head's a ticket. Go on, tell me more.
So I immediately message everyone.
Oh no, can you get me please for Paul? Oh no. That's what, is that a good impression?
Send a few messages around to some of my friends in high places.
Right.
And somebody pulls through. A good man from Live Nation says,
there's no such
I can
thing.
Get you some. You're doing a tour with them.
I don't. That's
You're
over.
in business
That's
with
done.
them.
It's done. It's all over. It's finished. I'm finished with everything. I'm fucking quitting everything. Wait till you see. If there's too much, there's shit going on now. I've had enough of all of it. Every bit of it. I'm done.
There are men behind the man.
Oh, lad, I'm fucking... Anyway, please, continue.
So, in the process of messaging around a few people, I messaged Jack.
Yeah.
Who is on a stag do in Lisbon. Our shared agent. He was on a stag do in Lisbon.
Up to all sorts of evil, no doubt, Jack. We know that.
Not good stuff going on in Lisbon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say there's a few bodies being fucking covered over with dirt as we speak. Go ahead.
So,
The bodies of sex workers that he killed. Please, continue.
in the process of this, Jack
Yes.
goes, is this for the Fontaines gig tomorrow?
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, I know you already got me 2 tickets, but if there's any chance of a couple more. And Jack goes, I thought I was sorting you tickets for Fontaines in Belfast. So it turns out I didn't have any tickets.
Right.
And I thought I was flush.
Okay.
But I had no tickets
You
for
zero
Fontaines.
tickets.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But then Jack pulls it out of the bag, solves that problem. So we have 2 there.
From Lisbon, he solves it.
Yeah,
He is a good man.
He's a good man. Like, listen, you need an agent who, while on a stag do, sorts your tickets for Fontaines.
Because
Finsbury
you
Park.
know he's 3 sheets to the wind, just fucking whoa.
And
but
like
then
in
he was
a
probably
panic.
But he was probably
in
very
Lisbon. Fuck.
yeah. But he's probably very focused due to the intake of some stuff. Carry on. Baracas, yeah.
Little lemon tarts, perhaps.
Those little pasta del nadas, he was full of them, and he couldn't have been more cognizant. Please, do go on.
Pasta del nata?
Whatever, those little fucking yellow fucking custardy things. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You do. So carry on.
Pasta.
The little fucking fat yellow tarts.
Pasta del nata.
Is that what you're saying? Did I not say that?
No, it was close.
Right. Funny that you think I'm in the mood for being corrected. Funny that you would take that swing. Please carry on with your tale of Elon Musk and your weaselry. More. I want to hear more now.
So, Live Nation get us sorted with 4 VIP tickets because they were like, well, surely you'll want to go along with Paul as well. And I was like, yes, I would like, I don't currently have VIP tickets, so I would like VIP tickets.
Right.
Thank you. So, we now have 4
You're not
VIP.
even doing your tour with Live Nation.
No.
What have I gotten? What did you get me, Live Nation? I've given you my soul, my heart, everything I've given to you, and I get nothing. I don't hang around with one person, not even an actor from Fair City. Go ahead. More. God, I've been wronged. More. Tell me more of your nasty little day. And look, come along smiling over there as well. He's another conspirator, another fucking collaborator. Little Lady Macbeth over there. You dirty bastard, Cumlung. What you've done to me, I didn't think this of you. I knew you'd be up to this. I didn't think Cumlung would be on the same.
He had nothing to do with it.
He absolutely did. You should have told me, Cumlung. I should have been told. Go on.
Cumlung, your statement?
Be very
Your
careful,
rebuttal?
Cumlung.
Didn't want to ruin your weekend.
That's the party
See, I
line.
believe it when Cumlung
That's
says
the
it. He
party
sells
line.
it. Right,
Didn't
go on.
want to ruin your weekend.
Didn't want to ruin my fucking... You've ruined my whole month. You've ruined my whole fucking summer. Go ahead. Didn't want to ruin my weekend. You couldn't have given 2 tosses about my weekend. Go ahead.
Fuck, that's good crack. Anyway, so we now have 4 VIPs here, and we have 2 general admissions here, and there are 2 different entrances to the park: VIP entrance and the general admission entrance. And they're like, great, that's 4 tickets under Paul Mescal's name. And I'm like, Paul's arriving after Kneecap set, and I want to see Kneecap. What do I do? Because I don't have Paul Mescal's ID.
Right.
I don't know if you know that. I'm not in possession of a driving license with Paul Mescal's name on it.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can just walk up to the ticket desk and go, hello, 2 under Paul Mescal, please. And they'll be like, right, but you're not Paul Mescal. So we had to then email on the day and be like, can you get them to split those 4 into 2 twos?
Right.
And then we'll be okay. Split them into 2 twos, all good. And then, so we have these 2 general admissions, and I'm like, who the fuck's going to do that? I was like, maybe Mike would fly back from Vienna. And we thought, no, didn't want to ruin his weekend.
Yeah, you didn't give a shit about my weekend. I actually had a great weekend, so there, and actually a better weekend than any of you. And I didn't have to hang around with a racist pig like Elon Musk. Now go on. So anyway, you go and you leave the party, because my brother John was at the party. You leave the party.
Wait.
No mention of Mescal.
Oh, so yes, earlier in the day we're at
Not
beautiful.
saying at all your other little acting
we're at
pals.
lovely Chris Wally's birthday.
Yeah, but you don't mention to them you're off to...
They all knew that we were off to, like, off to the gig.
Yeah, they didn't know who you were cavorting
Yeah,
with,
because
though,
that'd
did
be
they?
weird if I
No.
was like, I'm off to meet your, like, they're all friends with him. They all know him.
Then why aren't they meeting him?
Because
What the hell? This stinks so bad. Why aren't they meeting him if he's their friend?
Because he wasn't supposed to be going until like day before.
This all makes me so angry. What is going on? So no one knows. You're off on your little secret Mescal mission, off to the concert, right? And then
So we need to find people for these other 2 tickets. So we go to John Maher. I say, John, would you like to come to this gig? And John said, fucking right I would. I said, I've got these 2 tickets. Would you like to come along? And he says, sort of in and out. And then his Mrs. Jana was going to go, but then she wasn't going to go. And then she was going to, and then she really wasn't feeling well. So she wasn't going to
the
go.
VIP tickets.
No, this is just the 2 general admission tickets.
Okay.
So Jamali and I go in through and get our 2 of the 4 VIP tickets through Live Nation, all glory to Live Nation. And then there's 2 general admissions through Jack, all glory to Jack. So John picks up the 2 general admission tickets and he texts me and goes, what do you want me to do with this other general admission ticket? He was like, should I just make somebody's day? Because there's people all around the park just being like, does anyone have a ticket? And there was this little group of girls who had like a little sign that said, we just need 1 ticket, please. And there's 4 of them and they had 3 tickets. And John just walks over and goes, I have 1 ticket. And they go, what? And he goes, there you go. And they're like, is this real? He goes, yeah, pretty cool, isn't it? And then just walks off. Such
Now
a
that's class.
That's class.
That's a moment of decency in a sea of scummery on this day, in a sea of utter scummy behaviour. This is one shining light of decency. All right.
John Maher is often a shining light of decency.
I can't say anything but kind words about John. He's a credit to the North.
Very good.
Yeah.
So we go in and it's me and Jamali and John who meet up with Cumlong, who meet up with who else was there around this time? Cumlong's mate Paddy, good lad, and we're all hanging out, and then we go get a sort of worm our way towards like the middle of
Worm
woods.
being the operative word.
Yes,
Carry on.
to the front.
Yeah.
Like not the front, but like sort of the middle bit of like kneecap.
You weasel your way in.
And we're there, we're in amongst it. Kneecap come out. Unbelievable. And then every so often in the Kneecap gigs, they open up, same at lots of gigs, they open up like mosh pits at various places throughout the crowd.
Yeah.
And then there was various points where like one would open up, and like there was one point where it opened up and Jamali was just stood in the middle, and I was like,
Right.
like just grabbing this tiny woman and just be like, okay, you go over there, and then like pulled her out. And then
You saved her.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely. It was
From herself.
valiant.
Nice.
And then a couple of mosh pits in, like a couple of them happened and then sort of dispersed. And then, like when the third one was happening, I sort of turned to Jamalia and I was like, I have a real notion to just sort of jump in
To the mosh pit.
and get involved.
And get fucking knotted. Yeah.
I was I just had this real I think I'm really going to enjoy that. I've never really done a mosh pit properly before, but I think I would really fucking enjoy that. And so I was
If
like,
I met you in that mosh pit, you would have been mincemeat, brother. After what you've pulled. I'm like, you think you're not going to tell me about Mescal? What the hell? We had arranged to meet him.
and I think I have decided I'm a mosh pit person.
Yeah. You probably need it. You probably
There's
need it.
no social interaction needed. You just get energy out.
Yeah.
And if it's music you like, you're just
Yeah.
and it is class. And one of my mate's sisters, who's just the skinniest lady you've ever seen, was just going hell for leather. It was like watching a stick insect in a mosh pit. It was unbelievable. She was just like, wow.
Nice.
Unbelievable. And then the
I do
funniest
like that.
thing started happening and then kept happening in the mosh pit is as I was shouldering into people and like bouncing off people were quoting the podcast.
Just hitting off him. Oh,
Just
Noise.
in my ear, somebody just goes, just a bit of advice. Just fucking beep, boop, 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 bouncing
Yeah.
off. It was really, I'm not
Right.
spending any time on it.
Yeah.
Fucking bouncing around
Brother.
the place. It was very, very funny.
Right.
And then actually we should honorable mention to the most sort of incredible, because like it's a high point for people like podcast listeners. Like I'd say a lot of podcast listeners were at this gig.
yes.
And
Yes.
this guy turns around and spots me. There was one that was funny where a guy looked at me and I saw him sort of do like a pretty violent like double take.
Yeah.
And then he started like on his phone and like tapping his mate and whatever. And then he was like couldn't. And then I just walk over and go, it's 2 T's. And he goes, it is you.
Oh.
And he was like, fuck shit, can I get a picture? Blah, blah, blah. But the maddest one of the day was this guy
Yeah.
who turns around, sees me and just goes, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. And he starts crying.
He started crying.
He started crying because we give such
Wait till
good
you
advice.
see who else is fucking here.
We give such good advice at one point on the podcast.
We gave
that
him such good advice.
We changed this fella's life.
What do we tell him to do?
It wasn't specifically him. It was somebody else who was having a difficult time and figuring out what to do. And he was like, I've had a really hard 6 months, but they've really fucking changed my life. Fucking I gave him a big hug. It was
You gave
beautiful.
him a hug?
It was beautiful.
You don't like hugs.
I know.
And you gave him one.
But he needed a hug.
Right, not from a serpent, a salty serpent like you. You would have came out with it like, oh,
A hug from a
God.
python.
A hug from a fucking python. Right, okay, so you're hugging the crying guy. People recognizing, they're all quoting you. I would have hated this. So,
Kneecap, very, very funny, giving little shout outs to the police.
right.
And he's like, and don't forget, there's undercover police all throughout the crowd, so make sure they're having a good time too. And just all this very
Right.
fun little bits and
Nice.
bobs. Good.
And
more
people are getting drugged up. People are. I hear it's quite flagrant cocaine use.
I would say the searches on the way in weren't,
Rigorous.
sort
Yeah.
of, you know. The sniffer dogs
Sniffer dogs were shite.
Sniffer dogs
Fucking
were
nice.
shite.
Come along, there is no
Flanagan-
doubt you were off your tits.
Flanagan walks in and goes, tell you what, sniffer dog's not as shite as they made out. 'Cause he'd had everything taken off.
Peter, no way. Flanagan got done. That's right. Yes.
Not right.
Not right. They got all my stuff. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Charlie McCreevy. Yes.
Class.
Right.
So Kneecap, absolutely brilliant. Shout out to the boys. Unbelievable set. And then look, no
Did
harm.
they mention Palestine?
Yeah. Came up
Yeah.
in passing, sort of.
Right.
They went, oh, by the way, Palestine, and then sort of moved on.
Right. How much did you chant? Be honest now, and just be honest. Did you have to chant it a bit too much? Did you think you had to chant it a bit too much?
No, I think it was pitched quite well, and they did a good sort of thing about look, I know a lot of this feels a bit stupid and futile, and what difference are we going to make? But these videos will be seen by millions of people, and people in Gaza. This morale boost for them is worth having. In my head, the way I frame things is basically you just went to a big field and chanted Palestine, and that's and so I didn't really miss anything. No, it was one of the most incredible gigs I've ever been to in my life.
Shut up! You didn't, because you were too worried, because you're like, oh, what'll I say to Mescal now? What do you use trimmers with your beard, or how do you do it?
What?
How do you do it? How do you do it, Paul? How do you look so good, Paul? What are you even saying to him? What the fuck are you
Hello,
even
Paul.
saying?
How
Whatever.
are you? How was work?
How's work? Come on, get real. You don't have any gifts in real life, do you? So you struggled. Trying to pull out little pictures that you'd drawn, were you? You fucking idiot. Right.
Although to be fair, as soon as so this is the thing, the lineup went Kneecap, some DJing, Ammo and the Sniffers, some more DJing, Fontaines DC. No harm to Ammo and the Sniffers. That was big, let's all go to the bar vibes. Look, I'm sure there was still fucking 20,000 people there bopping out while they were on, and they're quite a well-liked band in that genre. I don't know much about them. I've heard they're good, but for me it was very much thank you, Fontaines, for booking this gig in such a way that I can go for pints between Kneecap and you.
But there was the I Am the Sniffers, or the
I Am the Sniffer.
I Am the Sniffer. I Am the Sniffer is that woman, the blonde woman.
Yes.
Because I saw some clips of her going around, but people seem to be buzzing with her as well.
Yeah. She's very well, as a live. They're great live. This is the whole thing around them.
Giving her a nightmare spot there.
It's
in between.
Brutal, but I think she did a very good job. By all, I wasn't really there. I was very much at the bar at this point. But
how much drugs were you doing come along? That's what I want to know. Lies. Yeah. Yeah, you'll say nothing over it. Usually I wouldn't try to incriminate you. Usually I wouldn't. But now you're involved in this conspiracy, this hatched plan to leave Mike out of meeting Mescal. And I tell you what, you've gone down. You've gone down a notch. But you can go right back up by just maybe, I don't know, making me a cup of coffee at the break. But
can I ask?
It's easy to get back in my good books.
Can I ask the question, what was I supposed to do? When Mescal messages, am I supposed to go, sorry, Mike won't be there, so I can't get you tickets? No,
absolutely not. You message me and be like, if we have talked about this for this long, you just say, I'm meeting Mescal at the thing, and then I'd be like, fuck's sake, and that'll be it. Instead of me finding out and you not telling me, then it just seems weird. Then it's like I've been left out for some reason. You just tell me. We're friends. You tell me. It would have been good crack.
I just didn't want to ruin you. I didn't want to spoil your weekend
for me. It would have been
because I
funny.
knew we'd already spoken about you having this element of FOMO of going to Vienna and not being at this big gig where everybody was going to be.
How much do you think I really like? Mescal's a good actor. Is not going to break my heart. I've never met him. I don't know. He could be shit crack. I'm not saying you are shit crack, Paul, but I don't fucking know. I don't know. He could spit in your face when he talks to you.
There was also an element that I knew this would be fun.
He could have yellow teeth and be like, there's nothing wrong with that. I have yellow teeth. As I said it, I did say that. I was like, and that would make him more human to me. But I don't know. He could say the N-word a lot. I don't know.
To clarify, he didn't.
Right. Oh, so, but anyway.
Barely at all.
Huh?
Barely at all.
He dropped one or two. He's only human. But listen, here's the problem. You just tell me. It's weird that you didn't tell me. You should have told me. It's odd that I have to find out through a third party when it's something that we've talked about for a year. It just seems weird. Makes me feel left out. It's not, you should have just told me. That's it. End of story.
It was a mixture of kindness and mischief. Those are the two reasons I didn't tell you.
No, mainly mischief. It wasn't from kindness. No.
There was an element of kindness to it.
No, it wasn't. No, well, I'm telling you right now, it wasn't, because it doesn't end up being kind. It ends up being the opposite of that. Because then I'm the one left out. and I don't know about it, and I'm hearing about it third hand, and I'm like, why the what?
I thought it would be better that you heard it from your brother.
Oh, shut up. No, you didn't. You didn't even know Johnny was going to see Paul.
Here's what I wanted to happen
Right.
at the, like today, was for me to go, you'll never guess what happened. Excitement.
And how do you think that would have went down? I would have been like, I might have fought you on the podcast. Guess this exciting thing. You know that wouldn't be exciting for me.
I thought that would be a good moment.
What the hell? No way. We have talked about
I told John
meeting
not
up
to
with
tell
Paul.
you.
You've talked about meeting up with Paul for how long? And you think it's going to be exciting news. Do you know this concert you're already kind of annoyed about that they didn't go to? You know what I did? I met up with Paul, never told you that was going to happen. Just hanging out. I tell you one thing, I would have broke this apartment apart. I would have thrown Jamali out the window, and I like Jamali, but just to punish you, I would have thrown your girlfriend out the window. I would have crippled Cumlong. I don't want to do that. I want a mobile Cumlong. But anyway, you should have told me. That's the end of the story. But continue on with this story of weaselry and wank.
So we're watching Kneecap, I'm on the Sniffers, we go to the bar, meet up with like a bunch of different people, see Flanagan, see all these fun people.
Yes.
And then we and then we have to go out because I wanted to get Johnny Maher because we have a spare VIP wristband, but he has to go out and back in again to get the VIP thing.
Okay.
We have to go back out to the VIP bit and then, or like the VIP entrance, and then out and back round. So John can be Paul's +1, which was a good bit of crack. But just send out little Johnny Maher.
Little Johnny Maher.
Hello.
All right, Paul. And John will be so, as well, he is. I don't think John would care that much. Not about, you know what I
He's
mean?
just a grown up.
Yeah.
So they go out and back in. And then actually while we're waiting for them to come back through, Nick Grimshaw and Aisling B come in. And I sort of judged those people. I judged those people who arrived post-Kneecap.
She came in post-Kneecap, Aisling B.
Yeah.
Right.
Cowardly.
Well, okay, well, it's a very pro-Israel move. And she posts a lot about being pro-Palestine, but are you really? If you're not in a Kneecap mosh pit, do you really care?
Exactly.
Do you really give a
Exactly.
fuck?
Greta's never been in a Kneecap mosh pit.
No,
doesn't
she
give a
hasn't. She's out in her
fuck.
little boat getting a suntan. Fuck off.
Dunberg doesn't sound like a Muslim name.
No, it fucking doesn't, brother. Right.
So go out and back in.
Yeah.
And our good friend Paul Mescal comes in, and then immediately it's like, oh, this is a nightmare place for him to be.
Is it happening? Is he
45,000 mostly Irish people?
Yeah.
And he goes, right, how far are we from like the concert bit? And I was like, probably a 7-minute walk. And then he was like, and where's the VIP bit of that bit? And it was like far end. And he was like, I'm really gonna have to just make a beeline for that.
for the VIP bit?
Yeah.
Why, is there refuge there? Is there like
Well, you're
food and
just away
supplies
from,
for famous people?
You're just away from everyone.
Right.
Of like the potential of people just sort of swarming around.
Right.
And it was just like head down, Zoom. And shout out to all the podcast listeners who deliberately picked that moment to come up and be like, I'm just talking to you because I want to recognize you and not him. It was
Right.
like he was the front of a catfish, you know,
Yeah.
the like light bit. And I was just this big ugly fish at the back.
Right.
And loads of people just being like, hey, just recognizing you because it's cool to chat to you. But you obviously were just like...
Sure, Mescal surely has his hat on or some
hat on,
sort
sunglasses
of
on, but he's
face
still
paint
a
or-
recognizable guy. Like, there's only so much you can
Right.
do, especially in that weather. Like, you can't be in a big baggy, like, hood up or whatever. It was just hat on, sunglasses on, but like, he's
Right.
still Mescal, you know, and people
Yeah.
are still, you know, aware.
Wouldn't recognize his face after what I do to him. Assault him in the head.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We go on through,
Yeah.
and then all of our pals from the party arrive, which was lovely, and we
Yeah.
sort of pitch up a little bit further back, but right by a sound system, which is a great shout by Cumlong. You got to be beside where speakers are, because even if you're in front of that, you're not getting the full
Right.
experience, particularly at an outdoor gig. So we pitch up, and then we say to people, meet us here, meet us here, meet us here. We have a great time at Fontaines DC.
Oh.
I'm up on people's shoulders. Their class.
I re-listened to their albums. I re-listened to them whilst I was also watching Mescal's movies again. And I was just like, do you know what? It's a lot of fucking noise, but they're not really saying anything. And there's like, what are the lyrics that even mean? I'm dead serious now. And then they're like, it's just the boys in the bear. Who are these boys?
The boys in the better land.
I get it.
Come Long is like an expert on like Fontaine's lyrics in my mind. You love all the poetry of it. Who are the boys in the better land?
Yeah, who are they? Go on, you don't know. You haven't a clue.
I don't know, just Dublin City boys, I guess.
Oh, Dublin City boys. They're all from fucking Black Rock, pretending to be from the north side. Listen, I'm going to fight Green Chatting, and I'm going to line up that other little pink-haired fucker who I don't like his attitude. Who's he? That lad going around sulking all the
Carlos?
time. Give him a kick in the head. Carlos, is it?
Yeah.
A Spaniard. See, and they're pretending to be from Dublin. They're all Spanish. They're fucking 4 fuckers from Spain. They're coming over, robbing a living. The songs don't make any sense. And we've all been hoodwinked into paying 80 quid for a ticket. Fuck off. Fuck you, Chatting. Fuck the whole lot of you. You're a shit band. I'm so upset I wasn't there. I really enjoyed their music, both those bands. And I think Paul Mescal's a good actor, but you know what? Now I've changed my tune on all of them and everything. All right, go on.
This is quite a new top. Can I say that?
Don't try butter me up now.
This is not buttering up.
Oh, here we go.
No, but
it's new, but it's bad.
It's great. I liked it a lot. I think I complimented it the first time you wore it.
Right.
You have ripped a hole in it.
Here we go now. Did you need to say this to me right now?
There's a hole.
Is this something that was...
I'm touching your skin.
There's a hole. They can't see the hole. They're just seeing a lovely top till you said that. And now they're being reminded that I'm some sort of a fucking vagrant, that I can't have a top without a hole in it. I was given the illusion of being suave. I had a righteous, suave anger in this episode till you undermined it with that comment. My righteous, suave anger. What are you yawning over there for, Come Long? You think I didn't catch that? That passive aggression, yawning? I'll come over there. I'll fucking break those headphones.
The headphones that we paid for.
What the hell?
Manscaped.
He's very good,
It's
Come
time
Long.
for an ad read. It's time for an ad read.
yeah,
Hello. The heat has officially arrived overseas. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra we were supposed to do these in an impression.
No,
We've been doing these in impressions.
we had done them in some impressions. Will I do them in? I'll do it in a Paul Mescal
Do it
impression.
as green.
You-
No,
Do
Green
it as
chatting.
green. Do it as
Green
green.
Chatting.
Do it as Korean chatting.
Korean? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it as Korean
That's
chatting.
strictly for off pod.
There'll be some Korean chatting stuff in the Patreon probably. So this is as Paul Mescal. The heat has officially arrived overseas. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra
Who's
in
this?
the White Hot Special
It
Edition.
sounds like Christy Moore in slow
Colorway
motion.
from Manscaped is now available from all across Europe and Australia. Oh. It's the same trimmer
Why does
trusted.
Paul Mescal sound like your dad?
Ask him. It's the same trimmer trusted by millions of men's sad balls. Now with a clean white and gold finish that looks just as smooth as it shaves. I'm sensitive and sometimes the world gets on top of me. But this isn't just a pretty face. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is built to handle your most sensitive areas. I've got a lot of sensitive areas. The main one being my heart. Oh.
What is this based on? What the fuck
This is a perfect impression of Paul Mescal if he was reading this. This helps reduce the risk of nicks, cuts, and irritation where it matters most. Whether you're cleaning things up for a date, reminds me of when I got my heart broken on a date, a trip, or just to feel a bit more put
It's
together.
so rural.
The White Hot trimmer makes below the waist grooming a whole lot smoother. Literally. Oh, I'm so sad with my millions of euros and pounds. And pounds sterling and yen and francs and other currencies I've earned money in. I do some ads in Japan. I'll do anything. Join over 12 million sad men.
Who's a 12 million? You sound like Mr. the guy from Austin Powers. Million 12 billion.
Join over 12 million really sad men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Trust is important. And use code.
It's becoming me.
What's the
Parenting
code?
15.
Parenting 15. Oh, I love 15, but it's too young. I shouldn't. For 15% off your entire order at manscaped.com.
I thought we were about to do a pedo-free Manscaped read.
No fucking way. When he's involved, Elon Musk. No.
I'll do the bit that makes sure we get the money.
Yeah, you get us some money there.
White hot looks,
get me
smooth result.
I'm getting water. You do that.
Smooth results. The White Hot 5.0 Ultra brings the heat without cooking your skin. It's sleek, easy to use, and way less terrifying than whatever you were using before. Use code parenting15 for 15% off your entire order at manscaped.com. That's 15% off.
Pedo organization trying to get money for more pedoing.
Parenting15.
Yes.
At manscaped.com. Stay cool, stay smooth, and leave the burns to the sun. After sun. There we
Paul
go.
Mescal.
Hello.
Back to the pedo
Very,
stuff.
very good.
Yeah.
Hello, this is the bit of the podcast where we plug our live stand-up comedy tour dates because it's all a good bit of fun. My tour is on sale as of right now. When this episode comes out, it is available on the Patreon. So if you sign up to the Patreon right now, you can get tickets right now. If you're not on the Patreon, tickets go on sale to the general public on Friday. I'm going all around Ireland and the UK. We'll lead with Ireland, just as a small political statement. In Ireland, in April, I am going to Cork, Laois, Carlow, Mayo, Belfast at the Lyric Theatre. They asked if I wanted to do the arena. I said, no, I'll do a small room for lots of days and have a nice time. Come see me at the Lyric. Limerick, Kilkenny, Louth, Derry, Monaghan, Galway, Meath, Waterford, Wexford, and Dublin at the gorgeous Vicar Street. So get involved for those. And in the UK, from January through to March, we have Cambridge, Colchester, Leeds, Leicester, Dundee, first time I'm coming to Dundee, Aberdeen, Canterbury, Manchester, Liverpool. Tough for me to find a venue to do in Liverpool, so we're doing the Philharmonic, 1,500 seats. Please, for the love of God, buy tickets. I'm trying to prove a point. Brighton, Exeter, Plymouth, Cardiff, Birmingham, Bristol, Norwich, Middlesbrough, Sheffield, Edinburgh, London at the goddamn fucking Hammersmith Apollo on the 20th of March, St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Oh.
Good God. Newcastle, Glasgow at the Theatre Royal. We're going to have a good time. Those are all on sale right now via the Patreon, or at least this afternoon on Patreon at like 10 a.m. or whatever. But then general sale Friday. Something of July. Friday the 10th of July. Nope. 11th of July. The 11th night for the Protestants.
There you go.
Stunning. Get them. The link will be in the description. Mike.
There we go.
And I'm at the Edinburgh Fringe, but who the fuck cares about that?
Yeah, it's already sold out. Tickets for Edinburgh Fringe, I think we're like 65% of all tickets are sold out there, so go get some tickets to that. Also, my UK tour is starting in November. I'm coming to everywhere: Dundee, Aberdeen, Glasgow. Scottish people, get those tickets. Dundee, get some tickets, more tickets, please. We booked a room that was too big. Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle, Leeds, Glasgow. I said that already. Cardiff, Birmingham, Bristol,
The
London.
amount of time I spoke for where you weren't getting these up on your phone is sort of amazing.
I know. I should have got them up on my phone. Anyway, whatever. All over the UK, MikeRiceComedy.com. Get your tickets. Ireland, Dublin, Cork, Waterford, Galway, Belfast, Donegal, fucking Newbridge, Kildare. I'm going to Kildare. What the hell? All the place. Cork, I'm doing a big room.
The
Every
home of
man.
Mescal. Kildare, the home of Mescal.
Kildare.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm going to tell them what he's really like. And I really will. Because they're little baby Mescal. I'm going to, I'll tell you something about him. He's racist. So anyway, so all those Cork really have a big room, really big room. So
It's gorgeous.
yeah, the everyman. I
You're
need your
gonna have
help
the
in
best time.
Cork.
You're
And
gonna
I
have the
love
best
you.
time.
So MikeRiceComedy.com for tickets. Nice. That's it.
Beautiful. Back
Sick.
to the episode.
Woo! The wretched Elon Musk. Right.
Can we fix this? How can I win your trust back that I just didn't want to ruin your weekend?
Oh, I don't. Give me a break. You think I was born yesterday? I was left out of this mescaling and I wasn't told about it. And you should have told me. And that's that. So next time, you tell me. And in fact, maybe what you should do to regain my trust is you organize a dinner, right? A dinner, a tapas dinner for me, you, and Paul Mescal.
Tapas.
Yes, me, you, and Paul Mescal. And then...
What's the thinking behind tapas?
And then you pull out. You're sick. It's just me and Mescal. I come wearing a full tux. It's really weird. And I shout at him for an hour. And then I'd feel better.
It would be the most impressive end to your sort of bisexual awakening to end up in a relationship with Paul Mescal.
If Paul would have me, and it seems unlikely due to my general, for no reason, nastiness, but I think Paul probably thinks I'm being good crack. If Paul has anything about him, he'll like me more after this episode. If he has any character, or if he's any good fun, he'll reach out to me after this.
Yes.
If he has any shred of the Mescal, if you have even the tiniest shred of humanity, you will ask me to your ski cabin, me, you, Gracie Abrams, and some hot person she knows for me. Okay? And we'll talk about our creative ideas, and we'll play my special nasty character on a big screen, and you'll all laugh. And I'll watch you. And make sure you're laughing. And if you don't, I'll hit you with a stick. What about that?
A ski, perhaps.
Or a ski, even. How does that sound? Mescal should reach. I should be hearing from him.
I think so, yes.
Yeah?
I think so. We'll put a bit in the YouTube description or in the podcast description that says, if you are Paul, here's how to contact Mike. Nobody else read this, because it will be your phone number.
Right. Okay. No one else read this. Everyone else look away right now, except Paul Mescal. Everyone else look away. This is not for you. Except you, Paul. You keep looking. Stay looking, Paul. This is a number for you. No, I think... well, first off, let's just... For one thing, Mescal probably will... And the problem is then if he does, I'll just be like, oh, how are you, Paul? Just completely... so let's just finish the story though, because we're nearing the end of this concert. I want to know, and also this is another thing. Okay. So when we were in here today, you never tell me, you've never said a word to me about Mescal thing, and then you just like Jamali's around, and you just throw out, oh yeah, that's something like Mescal after something, and you're just going to throw that out there without having told me. What the hell is that about? What did you think was happening there? What was that?
I don't know.
What the hell? Well, you don't know. You don't know. Because you were trying to get ahead of it, weren't you? You were trying to be like, oh, did I not? Well, you didn't. Because you thought Johnny Rice wasn't going to tell me.
Well, it was
My
nice.
own brother.
I was very glad to bump into Johnny Rice, because we saw him at the party beforehand, and then at the gig we were sort of just walking out to get John to go back out and back in, and Johnny Rice just sat there on a park bench being unbelievably present with the world.
Johnny would do that.
It was sort of amazing, and we just went, John, and he went, oh,
yeah,
hello. Where are you off to? And we were like, oh, we're just going to collect Mescal from there. He went, really?
Yeah.
Mescal?
You're collecting Mescal?
Yeah, and he goes, you're joking.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no. And he goes, geez, that's mad.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to tell Mike for a laugh. And
my God.
that's what I said to him.
Because I thought, because he said it to me, this is what I thought, and this is where I thought.
Yes, because I want to know what end of the stick you got. What did you get told?
No, nothing. He just goes, oh, yeah. He's like,
I love that the Patreon of this episode is going to be like, and pay £3 to hear Mike talk about a wedding in Vienna that none of you give a fuck about.
No, wait till you hear the Vienna stuff. I've got great Vienna stuff. Like, you're not even going to joke. You think they don't want to hear about me getting pissed in Vienna? This is why they're here. Me getting shit-faced and making a fool of myself in Europe. They live for this. This is going to be 2 unbelievable episodes. 2 of the best episodes we've ever fucking had.
Best episodes.
Also, I'm talking in a way that's very similar to... Because I spent a lot of time with an American comic friend of mine, Bobby Condon, who was in Vienna with me, and we were just getting hammered, him and this guy, Michael Rowland. It was at my friend Terrence's wedding. I don't know if you've met Terrence.
One ball, one long.
He lost a ball and a long. He got cancer.
Lance Armstrong.
That's right. He got cancer twice in a row. Great man. But Bobby kind of talks like, he's like, why would I do that? He's like, I don't want to go. I want to drink. No, I don't want to drink. No, I don't want soup. I want beer. But he talks like that all the time. And I think I've gotten a bit of that on me at the minute. Because I get, when I'm around people, I find it infectious. Now, what I was going to say First thing, the Vienna wedding stuff on the Patreon is so sick. You're going to hear about a lot of stuff. I got drugged at a thing. I did, yeah. I got drugged.
Let's stick to where we're at. Right. Yeah, sorry, I moved on.
But this is a pitch. But now, the Johnny Rice, this is what Johnny says to me. He says, "Oh yeah, I saw." Because I was like, "Hey, you know," because I gave Johnny 100 quid towards the ticket because I was like, I'll just like, this will be like an early birthday present. Because I was the one who convinced me. I was like, you need to go. If you're around, you gotta go to the concert. Because I'm so pissed off.
That was my thing. I felt bad leaving the birthday party to go see Kneecap, but I was like, if you get a chance to go see Kneecap in between the two court dates, at their biggest gig ever to date, like, you've got to just go.
I can't believe anyone stayed at the party. That's the way I look at it. I'm like, what?
Fair play to them. That was probably the right thing to do morally.
Yeah, but Kneecap are on at this point in time and culture. That was why I was so upset about the Fontaines Kneecap thing. It's just like right now in the world, as Fontaines have become one of the biggest bands in the world and they're sick, and then as Kneecap have just risen like a fucking phoenix in the last 6 months, the political stuff around it. It's just such a in Finsbury Park in London, which is right beside where I live. It just, everyone came together. It was like, this is I've never been excited more in my life to go to a concert that I'm not fucking going to.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Johnny texts me and he's like, oh yeah, no. I was like, who'd you meet and everything? He's like, oh, I was with Flanagan and I was with this, and he's like, I met Vittorio, and then we met Mescal because Vittorio was going to meet Mescal, and I was like, what? I said, what? This is what I said to myself, and I was hungover at the time. I goes, what?
That's a bad hungover chat to have.
I goes, what the fuck? Vittorio didn't as much as send me a picture. No, he did what? So I was like, and then I was like, this fucking bastard. Why would he not tell me he's meeting Mescal? We've talked about meeting Mescal for a fucking year. He's not going to tell me. This is crazy. This little bastard. So then anyway, that was that. And then the next day I convinced myself, I was like, no, Vittorio didn't meet Mescal. He's got John to tell me that he met Mescal to wind me up. As a prank, so that I'd get really worked up. And now what he wants me to do is come into the podcast all guns blazing and be like, you were with Mescal, and you'd be like, I got Johnny Rice to do that. So I was like, no, he didn't meet him. He wouldn't do that. Doesn't make sense. He would have told me if he was going to do that. That'd be crazy. So he's just telling John to tell me that to wind me up. I was like, no fucking way.
And did you say that to John?
So then last night but before I go to John, I just text John. I was like, I text John and I was just like, I goes, Vittorio didn't actually meet Mescal, did he? That didn't happen. He just told you to tell me that. Did he, just to try to get me winded up for the pod? And then John didn't text back last night because he goes to bed early, like the little monk that he is. Just like,
he's got a monkish vibe.
Monkish vibe. He'll go to bed at like 10. Loves getting a snooze in. So anyway, he didn't text back. And then I woke up this morning and I had a text from him. He's like, no, he did meet him.
And so did John.
Huh? No, I know John met him. John said that he had met him, but like John was like, no, I wasn't. No, it wasn't a joke. He did meet him. And so then I woke up and saw that, and I was like, Judas.
And that was this morning?
That was this morning.
Okay.
And so then I was like, Judas.
I mean, this has worked out pretty brilliantly in terms of podcasting.
Yeah. In terms of podcasting, but our relationship is irreparable forever from what you've done. But great podcast, great entertainment. To sacrifice at the altar of our friendship for not telling me you're carry on with Paul Mescal. We were supposed to do that together. Remember, John? Remember what we said we do. Fuck's sake. Anyway, tell me how it ends. I want to know, just put a bow on this. How does the concert end? How does the night end?
Fontaines are absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
And who's better, Fontaines or Kneecap?
So different.
Come on.
Fontaines.
Oh!
I think...
It was their gig. And call me as long as.
It's their gig. And I think there were, I would say, not loads, but maybe 15% of the crowd were like Kneecap were an annoyance to their Fontaines gig. They were sort of pulling the focus. And they were like the people who showed up after Kneecap, I think were like, okay, now we can enjoy the sort of, and that's barely any people from what I saw, but like I can imagine that type of person who's a bit more alt, a bit less, whatever.
Absolutely.
Up for the madness. And I mean, to me, they both did very different things sort of equally well, but I would say probably Fontaine's set was better with a sort of caveat that it's their gig and they have the full setup of what they're...
Yeah.
Whereas a Kneecap headline gig, they have much more scope to make stuff happen and do what they want to do. You know, there's like lasers and all sorts of mad stuff, but within Fontaine's setup, I think Kneecap did a very good job at Fontaine's with their whole production.
Right.
And all the
It was
shit
their
happening.
show. It was their big headline set.
Biggest set. Both
Sick.
of their biggest gigs ever.
Wow.
Kneecap and Fontaine's, which
Unreal.
is pretty fucking unbelievable.
And
then,
yeah.
Again, just on the point of like Mescal having to absolutely beeline, like 2 or 3 songs before the end, he was like, I'm just going to, like,
Right.
because he just has to.
Do you hug Mescal? Come on.
I think we had a hug, yeah.
Did you have a hug? Yeah. You don't like hugging me, really. Oh, no, I don't like hugs. Suddenly it's Mescal. We're hugging people, aren't we? Suddenly we've got very huggy. Suddenly we've gone touchy-feely. Suddenly we're giving Mescal
Yeah, I
a
was on the
hickey.
pints. I'd been on a lady's shoulders for a large part of the evening.
Which lady? Who the fuck? Some fucking rugby... Who the fuck is getting you up on their shoulders?
I'm a kite man.
You've made a kite man out of yourself. Southall has made a kite man of you.
It was this sister who's a fucking legend. She was like, do you want to go up on my shoulders? And I was like, I think that's a bad idea. And she's like, no, I'll be fine. And then I was like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah. And then maybe 2 songs, I was up on her shoulders. And then I went over to Donald's shoulders and it was all mad good fun. And then I said, and she was like, yeah, I think I misjudged that.
She said.
She was like, I don't really have a concept of what people weigh. I thought you would weigh the same as my sister. And I was like, your tiny skinny sister?
Right.
What on earth are you talking about? Who's both shorter than me and thinner than me and a woman?
And a woman. Was her sister that little the woman who was in the mosh pit, the little drugged up warrior woman?
No,
I
so
love them.
I don't know I don't think she was actually drugged up, but the mosh pit lady is whose shoulders I was on.
Right.
The sort of very skinny.
Really? You were on her shoulder. She
and
was.
they're both absolute legends. It was such good crack.
And
We
you're saying-
managed to cultivate like an unbelievable crew of heroes.
And you're saying she wasn't drugged up?
I don't think so.
Get real.
I think she was just on the booze.
Listen.
I wasn't drugged up and I was in the mosh pit.
I know, but you don't know. You're beep boop boop booping. You're like, booze is enough for you. That's enough.
Yeah, and it was one of those gigs actually where there was so much adrenaline flying around that I sort of struggled to get drunk.
Right.
Because it was just like, this is class. There wasn't any like waviness to it.
Yeah, I had a similar thing on the dance floor at the Vienna wedding. I'll talk about that when we get there.
Similar feelings at the wedding in Vienna and the gig with 45,000 people there?
In Kneecap, honestly, and I had the thought a few times at the wedding, I was like, this is probably better. I'm probably having a better time. And then that would soon fade away and I go, of course I'm not. Of course I'm not. So wrap up the night for us here, because this whole episode will be...
We all kind of want, like, it's a very slow exit from Finsbury Park. It is.
Right.
It's a very kind of like trudging, like, oh God, like 45,000 people. It wasn't that well managed, but it was like, just slow flow of people getting out. And then we're walking around and we have eyes on a pub like way up the road because we're like, you can't go like the fullback. It's just going to be a fucking nightmare.
Oh, the fullback is going to be just like a fucking ship full of rats.
Yeah, good God.
Just like a fucking famine ship.
We have eyes on like way up the road.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we'll wander up that way. So we're sort of making our way.
Who's in this crew now at this stage?
Sort of.
Mescal's rode off on his horse.
He's away. Yeah. He's away back to the palace. And
where is he living?
I'm not going to say that.
Give the address.
I'm not.
No, I don't mean. Okay, don't shake your
London.
head. Come on, don't defend this man.
The Greater North London area.
Right, great. Yeah. But no, that's what I'm saying. But does he have like a big mansion?
I don't know. I haven't been to his house.
He hasn't let you be there. You wouldn't tell me if he had, would you?
We'll do that. We'll arrive unannounced.
I'm going to egg his house. That's what I'll do. And then be like, just joking. Because I'd like to come in. No.
So we trudge around, blah, 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 go for a nice, like, sort of closing pint to, like, check, like, how was the gig? What was your experience? Blah, blah, blah. Really nice crew. Me, Frank Blake, Frank who was in Say Nothing and Blue Lights and stuff.
He's another one. Massive.
A nice guy. A really lovely, nice guy.
No. Do you know what? I've taken against
Anna,
him too.
his missus who does the stylist
Curly
thing for
Aegis.
me, who's a legend.
And look what you've become.
I mean, today's not a great day to say that Anna's my stylist, but I'm breaking in some walking sandals for a walking holiday at the
you
weekend.
were wearing something at that thing we were shooting for Channel 4 there recently. Some furry bright blue thing. You were gone mad with that one, were you?
The jumper?
No, not the jumper. Do you know, it was like kind of like a fleecy.
Oh, the cardigan.
But it was like something like fucking.
The cardigan.
It was like something someone would wear. What was that fella's name? The Italian guy in America, the Italian like piano player.
Liberace?
You looked like fucking Liberace.
It was a baby blue cardigan.
Yeah, Liberace. You looked.
Doesn't he famously wear white?
That was mad. Huh?
I was just dressed nice for those. Nobody else was changing outfits between episodes.
No, you look good, but it wasn't
I
right.
was just trying to make an effort for this YouTube show we're going to be on.
Right. Yeah. So you go
Trudging
anyway.
around, go to the pub, and then while at the pub, I'm like, I'm going to order a kebab and race it home. That's my plan.
And
I
fuck
order
off.
it, and then we get, well, everybody's sort of fucking off, really. But a really nice bunch of people. Like just one of them where loads of people arrived at the same place at the same time at the gig, and we just had this really solid crew of maybe 10, 15 of us, something like that. And it was just like great vibes. A lot of them come to the pub. Some people shoot off. And then kebab almost had a nightmare where we didn't get a kebab, where the delivery thing or Uber Eats, can't remember which one I ordered on, they were like, oh, the items you've selected are sold out.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck you. I ordered that like 15 minutes ago. And then, but they're obviously chocolate. Like Mono at Finsbury Park.
Yeah.
After a gig like that, that's absolutely rammed full of people. So then I tried to update the order, but the shop's technically closed on Uber Eats, so it wouldn't let me get the fucking kebab update. So I phoned them, and then they don't answer, and then I phone them again, and then they don't answer, and then I phone them again, and they do answer, and I'm like, hello, this is it, I'm not getting a kebab, but I really need a kebab. Can you please bring me a kebab? And he was like, oh, we can't take any more orders on the app because technically we're closed. And I was like, he was like, we have made your replacement like chicken wraps instead of lamb wraps. But can you come and pick them up? And I was like, no, I'm in my pajamas.
Bring them.
In my house.
Get 'em.
And he was like, oh, my friend is here. He can drive them up. Can you tell us what the address is? And I was like, yeah, I can pay in cash.
Do
Whatever.
it. Bring it.
And then just this random man shows up with 2 kebabs, and it was just
And
like,
you had that kebab.
it was a beautiful end to an evening.
That is a nice end
His
to an evening.
friend just drove a kebab up to me, not through the Uber. I paid him in cash, and it was glorious.
And you know what? And you would have never done that under the tyranny of Southall. And I'll be honest.
I was eating so many kebabs when I was losing weight.
No, you weren't. And you didn't eat any, and you had no fun. And you know what?
I had so many
And I'll tell you right now.
chicken shawarma wrap.
Tell you right now.
About 600 calories.
You've gotten fatter.
And a good amount of protein.
You've gotten fatter.
I weighed myself this morning. I'm right exactly where I want to be.
No, but I'm telling you what the eyes are seeing. Those weighing scales genuinely are fucking for the birds. You've gotten fatter. Southall, you've gotten jowlier. People will see where this podcast is going for the next few months is how I'm convinced you're getting fatter. You've had the kebab at night. You shouldn't eat right before bed. And I can see it on you.
Again, while I was losing weight the whole time, I was eating kebabs. Chicken kebab wrap is just solid.
From that place down the road?
Yeah.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
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 Then I'm getting one today then. Because I didn't know that and I'd been
Get a
not
regular
having
one
them.
rather than a large one. But yeah, it's about 650 cals.
Don't get a large, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mike, to lose weight, you have to eat less food.
Nah. I put on a few kgs, I'll tell you, in Vienna. Speaking of which, and we'll drop
We're
in
going
the
to be
tour
over
stuff.
on the Patreon. We're going to drop in the tour stuff in the
Yeah.
middle, so that'll have already happened.
I have so much to talk to
Reminder
you
that
about.
my tour is on sale and you should buy tickets, and Mike's tour is on sale and you should buy tickets, and our Edinburgh Fringe shows are on sale and you should buy tickets to those.
Yeah, that's right.
That's some reminders for you.
That's some reminders. Get all that stuff. They're all MikeRiceComedy.com. Yours are all on
VittorioAngelone.com.
.com. Deadly.
The links will be in the description.
This is genuinely going to be one of the best Patreon episodes we've ever had. I have so much great things
I
to
went
say.
to York on Sunday.
He went to York. We probably won't get to that. If I'm going to be honest, the Vienna thing will dominate. That's been a great episode. We love you. Chat to you soon. Mescal, cop on. Just cop on. Yeah? Think. You don't want to be aligning yourself with Angelone here.
It's Team Mike
You
or
gotta be
Team Vittorio.
You got to come Team Mike. I'll play hurling with you. You know I will. All right. We
Why
love
would you want to play hurling with a Kilkenny man? They're no use these days.
Yeah, you dirty Egypt. We did have a
Can't even keep
sore
a
loss.
score.
We
Was
did-
that the thing?
Yeah, there was a whole. We'll talk about it on the Patreon. That was rotten, but it didn't make a difference. We fucked it. Anyway, goodbye. See you on the Patreon.
Good luck. Goodbye. Bye.